So I'm Rasmus Rahm, and I've been involved with the Business Lab, the SSE Business Lab, since the early 2000s in many different ways. Sometimes I wonder what kind of background that is relevant in context like this. I'm someone who, is a bit of a nerd for entrepreneurs. Not very much of an entrepreneur myself. I research them. I try to help the ecosystem that they're in. My passion lies towards educating individuals in entrepreneurship, and so I guess that's also my background. Today I share my time between different commitments in the ecosystem that SSE Business Lab is in. I do research on entrepreneurship at Handels. I run the Stockholm School of Entrepreneurship since a couple of years. And I also have the pleasure of working with everyone here at the Business Lab as a board member since about a year. Today, which is now then, let's say 15 years later, the ambience of walking into the Business Lab, it's still the same. You still feel that it's a place of coming together, of different minds, of different ambitions, but where everyone shares this will or wish to change something and to see a different tomorrow. Sometimes big, sometimes small, but everyone is trying to do it and everyone is working on it. It was like that back then, it is like that today, and that's why it's so important that a place like the Business Lab continues beyond what we can really perceive today to be important for the tomorrow as we see it. It was back then, it is today. That existed back then that we don't, for natural reasons, have as much of today is this we had a bit more feeling, which I can miss sometimes, feeling of being rebellious in the broader aspect of things, Today, entrepreneurship and the things that the SSE Business Lab works with, it's very much accepted, understood, that we cannot just learn or, accept the world as it is, but that individuals and ambitious young people, they might want to change that, or they might want to take it in a different direction, or accelerate what they already see happening. We're part of the same gospel, and always have been since the early days of the lab. We're working to the same visions, maybe formulated somewhat differently, but complementary. We're both strengthening Sweden's competitiveness, full stop. We work with education as our model, if you will. You work with, or the Business Lab works with, incubation. In a way, it hasn't changed. You walk through the door, you still feel it's a place of coming together and dreaming. But the world outside has changed, and it's embraced in a different way. And I think that embracement, the deep understanding for how something like the Business Lab is important long-term for strengthening Sweden's competitiveness, is something that also gives the Business Lab the possibility to see more than beyond what lies just ahead, and have a vision that takes us really into the future. I think that's incredibly exciting. 15 years ago, I didn't maybe think so much about the tomorrow of the Business Lab. Today I do, but I have no idea where things will take us. But I know it's exciting. But it's to find someone whose experience you trust, with whom you can have and establish that dialogue with mutual exchange for both, or several, however many are, but someone who is maybe not part of that little journey directly, as outside of your firm or company, if you will. two things I want to underscore. One is the promise. It's huge promise in it. You know, it has the things that we talk about, that we advise others to get. It has vision, it has strategy, it has resources, it has the things it requires, at least for now, to move forward. So it has promise. But with that promise, those conditions, also comes responsibility. You know, why we need to see the things that we see in environments like the Business Lab. We're nurturing sets of values, or we're nurturing ideas that populate together. In that nurturing, taking an active role in it, also comes responsibility of what those ideas are and what constitutes them. We say that all new knowledge is good knowledge. Is it the same with ideas? All new ideas are good ideas? And what responsibility does a place like the Business Lab carry in that? I don't know, but I'm very curious to find out.